Han stood by the large window in the Galactic Council's main hall. From here, he could see hundreds of ships coming and going. The space station was the center of peace in the galaxy. For 200 years, humans had been part of this peace. They were known as good talkers, artists, and traders. Not fighters. Never fighters. Thinking deep thoughts again? Asked Ju, walking up beside him. Like Han, Ju was a human diplomat. They had worked together for 5 years. Just watching the ships, Han said. The new Morden vessels are very beautiful. Ju nodded. Yes. Form following function. They're a practical people. A loud voice broke their quiet moment. Humans. Always. Staring at pretty things when there are real problems to solve. Han turned to see Dak approaching. The Vorx was tall, with rough gray skin and 4 yellow eyes. Dak was a military advisor to the Council, one of the few since the Great Peace began. What problems, Dak? Han asked with a smile. The galaxy is at peace. Dak made a sound like rocks grinding together. It was how Vorx showed doubt. You haven't been reading the reports from the outer systems, have you? What reports? Ju asked, suddenly interested. The Zathari Collective is expanding again. They've taken 3 uninhabited systems in the last month. Han frowned. Uninhabited systems are free for claiming under Council law. Yes, Dak said. But these systems were just one jump away from the Pelleran colony. And the Zathari didn't file proper claims. They just took them. Before Han could respond, a soft tone echoed through the hall. The Council meeting was about to begin. We should continue this talk later, Han said. Dak nodded. Yes. I think we will be talking about it very soon. The Grand Council chamber held representatives from over 50 species. Humans were among the newest members, having joined only 2 centuries ago. Most species had been part of the galactic community for thousands of years. The council leader, a tall blue Akrenian named Tull, spoke first. We call this special meeting to address concerns about Zathari collective expansion. Han sat straighter, in his seat. So Dak had been right. A door at the side of the chamber opened and a Zathari representative entered. Zathari were insect-like beings that shared a hive mind. This one had 6 limbs and a hard green shell. Its voice came from vibrating plates on its neck. The collective thanks the council for this chance to speak, the Zathari said. We are simply growing as is natural. Empty space is meant to be filled. Your growth pattern suggests a direct path to inhabited worlds, said a Pelleran representative, their feathers rising in distress. The Zathari's head tilted. Evolution favors the efficient. If some species must make way for more evolved forms, that is the way of nature. Han felt something strange inside his chest, a tightness, a heat. He glanced at Ju and saw his friend's hands were gripping the table hard. Tull spoke firmly. The Council does not recognize survival of the fittest as a valid diplomatic position. There are laws for expansion. Laws made by those who fear change, the Zathari replied. But change comes regardless. That was a threat, everyone in the room knew it. Han felt the heat in his chest spread. It wasn't anger exactly. It was something older. Something waking up. 3 days later, Han and Ju were reviewing reports when Dak burst into their office. They've done it, the Vorx said, his voice rough with emotion. The Zathari have attacked. Han stood quickly. Where? Outpost 7 near the Pelleran border. A direct strike. No warning. Ju's face had gone very pale. Casualties? Thousands, including... Dak paused, looking at them with all 4 eyes. There was a small human research settlement on Outpost 7. 53 humans. No survivors. Han felt something click inside him, like a switch being turned on. His vision seemed sharper suddenly, his thoughts clearer. Was it just the outpost? Han asked, his voice strangely calm. Yes, for now, Dak said. But they're moving ships toward 3 other systems. Ju was looking at his hands. They were shaking slightly. This is really happening. After 200 years of peace. What will the Council do? Han asked. Dak made his grinding sound again. Talk, make statements, the usual. Most species have forgotten how to fight. They think sanctions will work. And the Voreks? Han asked. We remember war, Dak said. But we are few. The militaries of most species are ceremonial now. He studied Han's face. You look different, human. Han didn't answer. He was thinking of Earth, of the history lessons about the time before the Great Peace, of the protocols that were never canceled, just set aside. Dak, Han said quietly, in your studies of military history, did you ever read about humans, about Earth's wars? Some, the Voreks admitted. As academic curiosity, humans fought each other often before joining the galactic community. But that was long ago. Yes, Han said. Long ago. Dak tilted his head. Why do you ask this now? Because, Ju said, also looking calmer now, you may find those old studies very useful soon. That night Han accessed a secure channel to Earth. He hadn't used his emergency codes before. Few diplomats ever did. But the codes were always kept current. Passed down from diplomat to diplomat over the centuries. A serious-faced woman appeared on his screen. Diplomatic emergency channel. State your name and situation. Han Sung, Senior Diplomat, Galactic Council Station. I need to speak with the Emergency Response Division immediately. The woman's expression didn't change, but Han could see her. Initiate a deeper scan of his identity. After a moment, she nodded. Verified. Connecting you now. The screen changed to show an austere room with a single person sitting at a desk. The man looked ordinary, except for his eyes. They were watchful in a way Han had never seen in another human. Until today when he had looked in the mirror. Diplomat Han, the man said. I am Director Sun. This channel has not been used in 73 years. We have a situation, Director, Han said. The Zathari Collective has attacked Outpost 7, 53 humans dead, 3 more systems threatened. Sun's face remained calm, but his eyes sharpened. Is the Council responding adequately? No. Most species have forgotten war. The Zathari are aggressive and expanding. They consider themselves more evolved than other species. Sun was silent for a moment. Then he said, Do you believe this is a level 1 threat to human existence or freedom? Han didn't hesitate. Yes. Then I am authorized to ask, are you initiating the Ares Protocol? Han felt the heat in his chest spread through his whole body. It wasn't uncomfortable, it felt right, like something long asleep was finally waking up. Yes, Han said. Ares Protocol, confirmed. Sun nodded once. Understood. The protocol has been dormant for 2 centuries. Activation will begin immediately. The gods of war are waking, Diplomat Han. May they serve humanity well. The connection ended. Han sat in the quiet of his quarters, feeling changes already beginning inside him. Subtle yet, but growing. Tomorrow the galaxy would begin to remember what humans really were, what they had always been beneath the smiles and art and trade goods. The dormant gods of war were stirring from their long slumber, and they were angry. Deep beneath the mountains of what was once called Colorado, lights flickered on in a facility that had not been fully active for 200 years. Director Sun walked through halls that were cleaning themselves, machines humming to life after centuries of low-power waiting. Status report, Sun said to the air. A calm voice replied from hidden speakers. All systems activating. Dormancy protocol ending. War protocol initiating. Estimated time to full operational capacity, 6 hours. Sun nodded. Begin calling all reserve personnel. Sir, most reserve personnel have been dormant for generations. They'll remember, Sun said quietly. The memories are in their blood. On the Galactic Council station, Han woke feeling strange. His muscles ached, but not in a bad way. More like they were growing. He looked at his hands. They seemed the same, but somehow felt stronger. His communication device chimed. It was Dak. Han, you need to come to the council chamber immediately. Something is happening with the humans on the station. When Han arrived, he found 20 humans gathered, all looking like he felt. Confused, but energized. Ju was there too, his eyes brighter than normal. Tol, the council leader, approached Han. "What is happening to your people? 3 humans broke training equipment in the exercise facility. 2 more got into a fight with a Krell guard and put him in medical care." "I apologize for any problems," Han said. "We've received news about the attack. People are upset." "It's more than upset," Tol said. "Your eyes are different. All of you." Before Han could respond, his communication device chimed again. The screen showed Director Sun. "Diplomat Han," Sun said. "The Ares protocol is in progress. A ship is coming to the station. Dr. Min will explain everything to the council." 3 hours later, a sleek ship docked at the station. It didn't look like normal human ships. It was darker, sharper, clearly designed for speed and other purposes. 2 humans walked off the ship. One was a woman in a white coat, her face serious but kind. The other was a tall man carrying several old-style data tablets. "I am Dr. Min," the woman said to the waiting council members. "This is Professor Tay. We are here to explain what is happening." In the main council chamber, Dr. Min stood before representatives of 50 species. Han noticed how the other humans in the room were all standing straighter, their eyes alert, their bodies tense like springs ready to uncoil. "Honored council members," Min began, "humanity has kept a secret since joining the galactic community, not from dishonesty, but because we hoped the knowledge would never be needed." She touched a control, and a display appeared showing human DNA. "Humans evolved as predators on a dangerous world," she continued. "Our bodies contain what we call the war gene complex, dormant genetic programming that activates when our species faces existential threats." Murmurs spread through the chamber. "This is what you are seeing in the humans around you. The transformation has begun. Enhanced strength, faster reflexes, increased aggression, access to combat knowledge stored in deep memory." Tall looked troubled. "Are you saying humans are designed for war?" "We are designed to survive," Min corrected. "Peace is our preference. War is our ability when peace fails." Professor Tay stepped forward. "The Council has known humans for only 200 years, our most peaceful period. Before joining the galactic community, humanity fought itself constantly." He displayed images that made many council members flinch. Ancient battles, modern wars, weapons that could destroy entire cities. "This is why we worked so hard for peace," Tay said. "Because we know what we are capable of." On Earth, Sun walked through a massive underground hangar. Ships were being prepared, not the peaceful vessels that had represented humanity for centuries, but warships that had been hidden away, maintained in secret. A young officer approached him. "Sir, the first wave of recalled personnel is arriving." "They're changing fast," Sun nodded. "The threat is clear and present. The war genes are responding accordingly. Some of them don't even remember signing up for the dormant military, sir. The memories are just coming back to them." "As they should," Sun said. "Tell them to trust the process. We've been planning for this possibility for centuries." In the Pelleran system, 3 Zathari warships approached a small trading outpost. Their sensors showed minimal defenses and 1 small human merchant vessel. Easy targets. Inside the human ship, Captain Kim felt the changes more strongly than most. Her grandfather had been a military officer before the Great Peace. The memories in her blood were strong. "All crew battle stations," she said. Her crew looked at her in confusion. Their ship was a simple trader. It had no weapons, or so they thought. Kim placed her hand on a panel that hadn't opened in decades. It recognized her changed biochemistry and slid aside, revealing controls no merchant should have. "The Zathari killed our people," she said to her stunned crew. "They think we are weak. We will show them the error of that assumption." Back at the council station, alarms sounded. Tull rushed to the communication center, followed by Han and Dr. Min. "What's happening?" Tull demanded. "The Zathari attacked the Yao. Pelleran trading outpost," a technician said. "But something's wrong." 3 Zathari warships are not responding. Show us, Han said. The screen displayed 3 Zathari ships surrounding a small human merchant vessel. Then, suddenly, the human ship moved with impossible speed, firing weapons it shouldn't have had. 2 Zathari ships exploded immediately. The third turned to flee, but the human vessel pursued and destroyed it as well. By the ancient stars, Tall whispered. That's a civilian ship. No, Han said. It's a human ship. There's a difference. Doctor, Min looked at the data streaming in. The crew's transformation is nearly complete. Their ship had dormant systems just like they did. How many such ships do humans have? Tall asked, his voice tight with new concern. Enough, Han said simply. The council called an emergency session. Fear filled the chamber now. Fear of the Zathari, yes, but also a new fear of their human allies who were rapidly becoming something else. Director Sun had arrived from Earth and stood before the council. Behind him stood 20 humans in uniforms. No one had seen before. Dark, functional, marked with old symbols of Earth's military past. Honored Council, Sun began. For centuries we have lived among you as friends and partners. We have shared our art, our music, our trade goods. We have shown you only the gentle face of humanity. He paused, looking around the room. That was not deception. It was hope. Hope that we would never need to be what we once were. But the Zathari have killed our people and threatened this council. They must learn that was a grave mistake. Sun's eyes were like fire now, reflecting the transformation happening within all humans. For centuries we have been your friends. Now we will be your shields and your swords. The gods of war have awakened. The human soldiers behind him moved with perfect precision, standing at attention. Toll looked at them with new understanding. What do you need from the council? Stand with us, Sun said, or stand aside. Han watched the council members' reactions. Some were afraid, others seemed relieved. All were seeing humans for what they truly were for the first time, not just diplomats and artists, not just traders and scholars, but warriors, protectors, fighters. The dormant war gods were fully awake now, and the galaxy would never be the same. 1 week after the Ares Protocol began, the Galactic Council's main meeting room had changed. The round table where diplomats once talked peacefully was now covered with star maps and battle plans. Han stood at the head of the table, pointing to different star systems. The Zathari will attack here, here, and here, he said. His voice was deeper now, his movements quick and sure. They think in straight lines, direct paths to their targets. Dak watched Han with all 4 of his yellow eyes. The Vorx had studied wars for years, but even he was surprised by how quickly humans had changed. They moved differently, spoke differently, thought differently. How can you be so sure of their plans? Asked a Pelleran representative. Because I can think like them now, Han said. All humans can. The war genes have activated pathways in our brains. We understand enemy thinking. Dak stepped forward. He's right. Their attack pattern matches Han's prediction from 3 days ago. The aliens around the table looked at each other nervously. Their human friends were becoming strangers before their eyes. In Earth's orbit, a ship unlike any seen in centuries moved into position. It was long and dark, with weapons systems along its hull. On its side was a name in old Earth letters, Thermopylae. On the bridge, Captain Kang looked at his crew. All of them had been simple citizens 2 weeks ago. Now they moved with military precision, their bodies stronger, their minds focused on war. Systems check, Kang ordered. All weapons ready, reported his second-in-command. The AI is fully online. A calm voice came from the ship's speakers. Tactical analysis complete, Captain. I have run 12,193 battle simulations. I recommend strategy. Delta 7 for maximum effect with minimum casualties. Thank you, Athena, Kang replied. The ship's AI had been dormant for centuries, like the war genes in human bodies. Now both were fully awake. Sir, said a communications officer, we're receiving a message from Tactical Command. Specialist Jin wants to speak with you. On the main screen, a woman appeared. Jin had been a university teacher before the change. Now she was Earth's top tactical specialist. "Captain Kang," she said, "I've sent you new battle plans. The Council forces are used to fighting in traditional ways. We need to show them something different." Kang looked at the plans and smiled. "Guerrilla tactics. The Zathari won't expect this." "Exactly," Jin said. "They think in hive formations. We will not give them the battle they expect." At the Council station, Doc found Han in a small room, reading from old tablets. "What are those?" Doc asked. Han held up one. "Human military texts. This one is called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's over 2,500 years old." Doc's eyes widened. "Your species was studying war that long ago?" "Longer," Han said. "War has been part of human history since the beginning. We've spent thousands of years perfecting it." Doc picked up another tablet. "On War, by Clausewitz. A classic," Han said. "It teaches that war is an extension of politics. The Zathari see it only as extermination. That's why they'll lose." Doc put the tablet down. "You're different, Han. All humans are." "Yes and no," Han said. "This was always inside us, sleeping until needed." In deep space, 3 Zathari battlecruisers surrounded a small human ship. The ship was damaged, floating helplessly. "We have captured a human vessel," the Zathari commander reported to the hive. "We will study their technology and weaknesses." The Zathari ships pulled the human vessel into a massive space dock inside their forward base. Hundreds of Zathari soldiers boarded the seemingly dead ship. Inside, Captain Kang and his crew waited silently in hidden compartments. Their ship, the Thermopylae, had been designed with this strategy in mind. "Life support to minimum," Kang whispered. "Wait for my signal." For 6 hours, they let the Zathari search their ship. The aliens found nothing unusual. Then Kang pressed a button on his wrist device. "Now." Throughout the ship, hidden doors opened. Human soldiers moved with lightning speed, taking control of key sections. Kang spoke into his communicator. "Athena, execute Protocol Troy." "Executing Protocol Troy," the AI responded. The Thermopylae systems came fully online, but instead of weapons pointing outward, hidden ports opened inside the ship. Specialized weapons targeted the Zathari base from within. "We named our ship Thermopylae," Kang said to the confused Zathari commander they had captured. "It was a famous last stand in human history, but we also believe in the Trojan horse." The Zathari didn't understand his words, but they soon understood his meaning as explosions tore through their base. At the Council station, alien representatives watched, in shock as reports came in of the Zathari forward base's destruction. "One ship," a Morton representative said in disbelief. "One ship destroyed their largest forward base." Han nodded, and that was just the beginning. Jin's face appeared on the main screen. "Council members, I've developed specialized battle plans for each of your species. Humans are not the only ones who can fight. We're just good at leading the way." Jin explained how each species' natural abilities could be used in battle. The fast Pelorans could be scouts. The strong Krell could be frontline fighters. The technically minded Mordans could enhance weapon systems. "Together," Jin said, "we can stop the Zathari, but you must trust human leadership." Many council members still looked uncertain. Dak stood up. "I have studied wars across the galaxy for my entire life," the Vorex said. "I have never seen strategies like humans use. They think in ways we don't. They see patterns we miss. If we want to win, we follow them." 1 month later, the combined Council fleet faced the largest Zathari attack force yet. 20 Zathari hive ships against 15 Council ships, 5 of them human. Jin's voice came over the communication system. "Remember the plan. Don't form traditional battle lines. Move as we practiced. Be unpredictable." The Council ships broke into small groups, attacking from multiple directions. Human ships darted in and out, striking key targets. Ships from other species followed patterns Jin had designed specifically for their strengths. The Zathari, used to enemies who fought in formal formations, couldn't adapt quickly enough. Their hive mind, which usually gave them an advantage, now made them slow to change tactics. After 3 hours of battle, the Zathari fleet retreated. The Council had won its first major victory, but the cost was high. 3 Council ships were destroyed. Thousands of crew members, including many humans, had died. Han stood in the Council chamber looking at the names of the fallen. Was it worth it? Dak asked, joining him. Ask me when it's over, Han replied. But yes, they would have killed us all eventually. A Mordant technician approached them quickly. Sir, we've intercepted a Zathari communication. You need to hear this. On the main screen, the strange language of the Zathari appeared, with a translation. Below, priority, alert to all hive units. The human species presents unknown variables. Their strategies defy prediction. Their bodies have changed. They are not the peaceful beings our initial assessment indicated. New directive. The war god species must be eliminated first. Humans are the primary threat. Han looked at Dak. They've noticed us. Good, Dak said. They should be afraid. Han wasn't smiling. They'll focus everything on us now. The real war is just beginning. Around the room, other humans nodded. The dormant gods of war were fully awake now, and ready for the greater battle to come. 3 months into the war, the situation grew darker. Despite early victories, the Zathari were adapting. Their hive mind learned from each defeat, and there were so many of them. In a secure lab on the Council station, Rim worked without rest. Before the war, he had been an engineer who built homes and bridges. Now he built weapons. Is it ready? Han asked, entering the lab. Rim looked up from a strange device on his table. Almost. I've taken the Mordant healing technology and changed it. Han examined the device. What does it do now? It still affects cell structures, Rim explained. But instead of healing them, it breaks them apart. Quickly. A Mordant scientist working nearby made a sound of distress. This is why we never developed weapons. To twist healing into hurting feels wrong. Rim's eyes were hard now, like all human eyes. The Zathari gave us no choice. Han nodded. How soon can we deploy it? 2 days, Rim said. But Han, each one we make takes a piece of my soul. Han put his hand on Rim's shoulder. We will put those pieces back when this is over. For now, keep working. On the edge of human space, the largest battle yet was taking place. 5 human ships and 12 allied vessels against 30 Zathari hive ships. The human ship, Leonidas, had taken heavy damage. Half its crew was dead. Its captain had died 3 hours ago. Lieutenant Park was now in command, despite serious injuries. Weapon status, Park said, blood running from a cut on his forehead. Main guns offline, reported. A crewman. 1 missile bay still functioning. Park looked at the tactical display. A Pelleran ship was about to be surrounded by 3 Zathari vessels. Set collision course with the lead Zathari ship, Park ordered. Sir? The navigator looked shocked. That's suicide. This ship is done anyway, Park said calmly. We can save the Pellerans. The crew hesitated only a moment, then moved to obey. The Leonidas turned and accelerated toward the largest Zathari ship. Its remaining missiles fired in a final salvo. The Zathari tried to evade, but too late. The human ship crashed into it at full speed. Both vessels exploded, taking a second Zathari ship with them. The Pelleran ship escaped. In a different part of space, Ju led a small team on a stealth ship. Once a diplomat, he now commanded Earth's best scout unit. We're approaching the Zathari command center, Ju told his team. Our mission is to gather intelligence only, no engagement. The small ship slipped past Zathari defenses. For 3 days they observed and recorded. They learned about a new Zathari weapon being developed. They discovered plans for a major attack on Earth. Then they were spotted. We need to get this information back, Ju said as alarms blared around them. Whatever it takes. The team's communications expert shook her head. Their jammers are too strong. We can't send data from here. Ju thought for a moment. Can you boost the signal if we get closer to their communication hub? Yes, but it's in the center of their defenses. We'd never get out alive. Ju looked at his team. All 7 humans nodded in understanding. Earth needs this information, Ju said simply. Their ship turned and flew directly into the heart of the Zathari command center. They reached the communication hub and transmitted everything they had learned. Seconds later, their ship was destroyed, but the data got through. At the council station, Han received the information Ju had died to send. His friend's last gift might save billions of lives. The Zathari are planning a direct assault on Earth, Han told the emergency council meeting. Their new weapon can destroy an entire planet. Fear filled the room. Even the bravest council members looked shaken. We need to commit all forces to stopping them, Han continued. A Morden representative stood. Some of us are concerned. About what? Han asked. About humans, the Morden said. We've seen what you've become, Captain Park, Ju's team, hundreds of others. Humans are fighting with a savagery that frightens us. Murmurs of agreement came from around the room. The Leonidas rammed an enemy ship, another representative said. That's not strategy. That's fanaticism. Han looked around the room. You fear us now. Yes, the Morden admitted. The question is, when this war ends, will humans return to peace, or have you changed permanently? Han felt anger rising in him but controlled it. We haven't changed our nature. This was always part of us. We chose peace before. We can choose it again. Dax spoke up. Without humans fighting as they do, we would already be defeated. Remember that. On Earth, a small ship prepared for a special mission. It was named Thanatos. Death in an ancient human language. Its pilot, Yuna, made final checks. Director Sun approached her. The virus is loaded. You understand what must be done? Yuna nodded. She had been a pilot for a tourist company before the war. Now she was Earth's best chance for survival. The virus must be delivered directly to the Zathari command ship, Sun explained again. Their defenses are too strong for missiles or drones. Only a piloted ship can make it through. And the virus will disrupt their hive mind? Yuna asked. Yes. Long enough for our main fleet to destroy their planet-killer weapon, but the delivery ship won't survive, Yuna finished. I know. I volunteered. Sun looked troubled. Even with your enhanced reflexes and strength, the radiation from the virus will kill you before you reach the target. Yuna's face showed no fear. Then I'll fly until I can't. And then I'll fly on autopilot. Sun placed a hand on her shoulder. Earth will remember you. Make it count, was all she said. 3 days later, the largest fleet in Council history gathered to face the Zathari advance toward Earth. Human ships formed the center, with Allied vessels on the flanks. Han watched from the Council station as the battle began. Thousands of ships filled the view screen. Then a small blip appeared, a tiny ship moving faster than should be possible, heading straight for the massive Zathari command ship. Thanatos has begun its run, reported a communications officer. All eyes watched as the small ship dodged enemy fire. It moved erratically, evidence that its pilot was suffering from radiation poisoning but still fighting the controls. Then the ship steadied into a straight line. Yuna had fallen but set the autopilot as planned. The Thanatos struck the Zathari command ship and disappeared in a small explosion. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the Zathari ships began to move randomly, firing in wrong directions, colliding with each other. The virus worked, Han said quietly. The hive mind is confused. The Council fleet pressed forward, targeting the planet-killer weapon. Within hours, it was destroyed, and the Zathari fleet was in retreat. Later, in a private council meeting, Han faced difficult questions. We've seen what humans are truly capable of, said the Ukrainian representative. The question now is, can beings with such capacity for war be allowed complete freedom when the fighting ends? Are you suggesting containing us? Han asked, his voice dangerous. Monitoring, perhaps, the Ukrainian replied. For the safety of all. Han felt cold anger, but his face remained calm. The Zathari threatened everyone. Humans sacrificed more than any species to stop them. And now you fear us for that sacrifice? The debate continued for hours. The war wasn't over, but already the peace seemed threatened. Han thought of Ju, of Park of Yuna, of all the humans who had died so that others might live. Their sacrifices deserved better than fear and containment. The dormant gods of war had awakened to save the galaxy. Would they be punished for their power when the fighting stopped? 6 months after the Ares Protocol began, the war reached its final stage. The Zathari, their hive mind damaged by Yuna's sacrifice, fought without their usual coordination. The Council fleet pushed toward the Zathari homeworld. On the bridge of Earth's largest warship, Olympus, Director Sun watched the battle unfold. The last 3 months had changed him. His face was thinner, harder. The war had taken its toll on all humans. The Zathari fleet is breaking formation, reported a EITSA tactical officer. They're retreating to defend their homeworld. Sun nodded. Send in the final attack wave. Outside, hundreds of ships moved forward. Human vessels led the charge, followed by allies from 50 worlds. They had all learned to fight together, each species bringing its own strengths to the battle. The Zathari fought desperately to protect their home. For 3 days the battle raged. Ships exploded, people died. But slowly, steadily, the Council forces gained ground. Then, as the Olympus prepared to fire its main weapon at the Zathari command center, something unexpected happened. "Sir," said a communications officer, "we're receiving a transmission from the Zathari. They want to surrender." Silence fell across the bridge. After all the fighting, all the dying, it seemed impossible that it could end with words instead of weapons. "Put it through," Sun ordered. On the main screen, a Zathari appeared. Unlike previous encounters, this one spoke directly, not with the usual hive mind voice. "The collective has been damaged," the Zathari said. "Our shared mind is broken. We can no longer fight as one. We surrender unconditionally." Sun looked at the alien for a long moment. "Transmission to all ships, cease fire. The war is over." 2 weeks later, Han sat in his quarters on the Council station. He looked at his hands. They seemed different somehow, less tense. His muscles didn't feel as tight as they had during the war. His door chimed. "Enter," he said. Dr. Min walked in, carrying a medical scanner. "How are you feeling today?" "Different," Han admitted. "Calmer. Is it happening already?" Min scanned him. "Yes. The war genes are already becoming dormant again. Your body is returning to its peaceful state." Han felt both relief and strange sadness. "How long until we're normal again?" "A few weeks for most," Min said. "Some who experience the most intense combat might take longer. But it's happening to all humans now that the threat is gone." Han nodded. "Good. The Council is meeting tomorrow to discuss the peace treaty. They need to see us changing back." On Earth, Director Sun walked through the same underground facility that had awakened at the start of the war. Now, machines were powering down. Ships were being stored away. The gods of war were returning to sleep. "Status report," Sun said. "Decommissioning proceeding as scheduled," reported an officer. 80% of warships have been secured in dormant status. The rest will follow within a month. Sun looked around at the facility. "And the personnel?" "Most are already showing signs of reverting. The war memories are fading back into deep storage. They're returning to their civilian lives." Sun felt the change in himself, too. The hard edge that had driven him was softening. The fire in his blood was cooling. Soon he would be the man he was before. "Almost. We'll never be exactly the same," he said quietly. Once awakened, the war gods never fully sleep again. At the Galactic Council, representatives from all species gathered to sign the peace treaty. The Zathari, now speaking as individuals rather than a hive, sat at the table too. Toll, the council leader, spoke first. This treaty not only ends the war, but establishes a new understanding between all species. The Zathari will be monitored as they develop a new individual-based society. There were nods around the table. Then Toll continued with a harder voice. Some council members have also proposed monitoring humans. There is concern about their dual nature. Murmurs filled the room. Many species still feared what they had seen humans become. The Morden representative stood. We witnessed humans transform from peaceful diplomats to terrifying warriors in days. How can we be sure it won't happen again? Perhaps against other species. Han looked around the room. Many aliens avoided his eyes. Even after humans had saved them all, they were afraid. May I speak? Han asked. Toll nodded. Han walked to the center of the chamber. Everyone could see the changes in him. His movements were gentler now, his eyes softer. The war god was fading, the diplomat returning. Look at me, Han said. Look at all the humans here. We are changing back. The war genes are returning to dormancy. This is who we truly are. Beings who prefer peace. But you can become warriors. Again, a Peloran said. At any time. Yes, Han agreed. And that's the point you're missing. Every day we choose peace. Being capable of violence but choosing peace is the truest form of civilization. Han looked around the room. Would you rather have allies who cannot fight, or allies who can fight but choose not to unless absolutely necessary? Dak stood. I have fought alongside humans. I have seen their savagery in battle. But I have also seen them risk themselves to save others. I have seen them mourn their enemies. They are warriors, yes, but honorable ones. Slowly, the mood in the room changed. Fear gave way to understanding. We will not monitor humans, Toll decided, but we request regular medical updates on the dormancy of the war genes for everyone's peace of mind. Agreed, Han said. 1 month later, the peace treaty was complete. It included a classified section acknowledging humanity's dual nature and recognizing it as an asset to galactic security, not a threat. Han stood at the same window where the story began, looking out at the ships coming and going from the station. Ju was gone, but his sacrifice had helped save everything. Dak joined him at the window. You look like your old self again. Almost, Han said. The war changed us all, inside and out. Do you miss it? Dak asked. The strength? The clarity? Of purpose? Han thought for a moment. No. Fighting is necessary sometimes, but peace is always better. They watched as ships from all species moved through space. Among them was a former human warship, now being converted into a new council hall. Its weapons had been removed, its hull repainted in peaceful colors. Will they come back? Dak asked. The war gods inside you? If needed, Han said quietly. But I hope they sleep for a very long time. In a park area of the station, a human child played with a young Peloran. Their parents watched nearby, talking and laughing together. The Seonto human father's eyes were kind and gentle, but somewhere deep inside him, as in all humans, the war god slumbered, ready if needed. Sleeping until then, choosing peace every day. The galaxy had seen humanity's true face and in the end was not afraid, because the same hands that could wield terrible weapons could also build, create, and heal. The dormant war gods had returned to their slumber, leaving behind a galaxy forever changed by the knowledge of their existence.